I did was what they said. So what if you are dead? I'm just the one who turns out the lights.
All right, so the problem with this side table that the mic is hooked to, all of its turntables can turn, or can be locked rather, pretty easily, except for the one that controls the rotation of the bit on top. You know, the table part of it. So sometimes the mic just swings wildly all of a sudden. It's great. It's fine. It's totally cool, right? That's exactly what we want. How you doing? How's everyone out there? You having a good day? I'm like halfway into my gumshoe voice already. Fuck. Over here. Hey, Willow. Operates as intended. Hell yeah. Rain on the cash office tomorrow. Very cool. That's like honestly a pretty big responsibility. No sarcasm there. Button just press there. We all right. Hit it. Boom. Hit it. All right. Let me just arrange some clothes. Because I knew I forgot something, and of course it was my own comfort. It always fucking is, right? All right. There we go. Gotta. I did forget one thing other than my own comfort. Give me a sec. Almost there. Gotta open my chat preview. There we go. And, well, that not work. That's my favorite thing to have to say at the start of a stream. Why is I'm not gonna need that controller for this, so I'll just plug this in. All right, here we go. Start episode 4. All right, untangling. Here we go. Microphone over here. That looks pretty good. Let's get dangerous. Why am I only getting sound in one ear? Wasn't plugged in all the way. This Okay. Bloody hell. Situation where positioning myself is difficult. Okay. Okay, I think I've got it now. Turnabout Beginnings. Is that like Earthbound Beginnings? I probably said that last week. The girl. Let her go. Oh, it's a movie? Shut up. Come closer, and I kill her. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. Bang. Very sepia, very film grain. Wow. I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Fugitive data. Name, Terry Falls. Charge, kidnapping, murder. Sentence, death penalty. Fugitive movements. After escaping, Falls met with and then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, recaptured on Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape. His name is Falls. Her very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. He's got really well manicured nails. I'm jealous. 6 years earlier, Mia Fey, first trial. Oh, is this another Mia Fey chapter? February 16, 9:24 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. Ugh, I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm gonna die. I never should have accepted this case. Okay. Okay. The ball and chain, is a little much. Also, I thought those were tattoos on the sepia screen. But, now they look like they're very well done scarring. Very neat scarring. Oh, good morning. Don't be so jumpy, Mia. I didn't do nothing, I swear. I didn't kill nobody. Terry Falls, my first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago, and now a prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk, try to relax him. So why did you escape anyway? I'm sorry. Ugh, I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. I didn't escape from nowhere. But Mr. Falls, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago. Ugh. Sorry. I told a little lie. Oh boy. But anyway, I didn't do it. I never killed nobody. Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? I'm really sorry. They sentenced me to die 5 years ago, but I was tricked, I tell ya. That woman, she lied in a testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear it, I didn't kill her. I could never do that. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. Then about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. The police believe that Terry Falls did it. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman? Playing Mia as someone lacking confidence and experience, very weird. Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped. So that much is true. He did meet with the victim. But I didn't kill her. She was alive when I left. She was alive, it's true. I can't trust him. Or I can trust him, right? I mean, I should. Ah. Oh my god, it's Godot. Oh my fucking god, it's Godot. And I forgot to make coffee. Can y'all wait a sec while I make coffee? Give me a minute. I'm gonna make coffee, okay? Because otherwise I'm gonna die. Water? Alright. I found the tag last. I have Bob. Alright, it's going. Water. Alright, it's brewing. Still doesn't answer the question of why Godot hates Phoenix. Alright. I'll get up and get it in a few minutes when it's done. You're not gonna figure out the truth by just staring at the guy. Why are you here? I came to see how our little kitten was doing all alone in the big scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with. Where's Mr. Grossberg? That old man's probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando. You know, I don't know what I expected Godot's name to be. But Diego Armando is not it. It's a rivalry, I guess. Or maybe he thinks of Phoenix as having caused Mia's death. I didn't say... So, Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law Offices, is here for me. No, 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 you've got it all wrong. Today you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine an escaped death row convict for a first client. Yeah, thanks. I sure wish I could get out of it, though. Ha, relax. I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well. It's Edgeworth. Oh my god, it's Edgeworth's first case. Really? However, unlike a certain somebody whom I won't mention, he's earned the reputation as a genius since the beginning of his law career. Genius? Well, it's about time to head in, kitten. Sharpen those claws of yours. It's go time. A solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. Yes, it's considered torture in many countries. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and heard that simple childlike voice, Jesus Christ, Mia. I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth. He's never been a prosecutor, but he's been a defender. Oh, really? I didn't remember that. February 16, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Oh no, it's the other... It's the Canadian judge. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna have to do a different voice this whole chapter. Wasn't said, it just said he was prosecuting his first case. Yeah. Which makes... And I don't think it had been said that he had ever been a defense attorney. So I was assuming that maybe they're talking about law school? It's all been worded a little confusingly. The court is now... I don't remember this guy's voice. Let's see. Let's go into Halifax. Let's go into Nova Scotia. The court is now in session for the trial of Terry Falls. That's a little more Irish than intended, but that's what we'll go with. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers. Yes, Your Honor. I'm Mia Fey. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. So you're the new prosecutor everyone's talking about, eh? They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age. At 20, Your Honor. I guess our little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh? Come on, Mia, you can't lose. Not to someone younger than you. Huh. Young people running a trial. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Now then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon. Is that correct? Precisely. But the defendant is not on trial for escape in prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, a policewoman was murdered. So we're here to determine if Mr. Falls was responsible for her death. You got it, kitten.
Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago. Is this Godot without his glasses? Yes, but it kind of feels like we're not supposed to realize that. The defendant, Terry Falls, was sentenced to death in this very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. A truly horrible crime. I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. Correct. But in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony. A witness's testimony. The testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted the criminal. She arrested Mr. Falls at the scene and later testified against him. She said she witnessed Mr. Falls throw his young victim into the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. So Ms. Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away. That policewoman you just mentioned, that wouldn't be exactly the victim. The very same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Aha, I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago, with only one thing on his mind, to take revenge against the woman who convicted him. Oh, the truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes, yes. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty. Wait a minute, that's not right. At least hear the case before you decide the outcome, Your Honor. Ugh. Watch yourself, Miss Faye. I'm not sure I care for your word choice or your tone of voice. She's a woman. It's misogyny. I'm kind of glad for that. I'm kind of glad that that's what they chose to show here. Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders. Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. I call the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case. Oh, shit. Witness, state your name and occupation. Gumshoe, Dick Gumshoe. I'm the homicide detective in charge of the case, sir. I finally got promoted to the detective division half a year ago. I don't believe anyone asked you about that. Hey, ma'am, you got any idea how much work it takes? What is it? You're really gorgeous. Excuse me? No, seriously, my heart, it's aching for you. Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional. Otherwise, I'll write you up on contempt so quick that something other than your heart will ache. Wow, Edgeworth actually came to the rescue there. Okay, I got it. Man, I'm glad Gumshoe isn't quite such a creep anymore. Now, detective, yeah, Miles is the same age as Nick, because they went to school together. Now, detective, tell us about the incident. Yes, sir, right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran on the police force. And I lost my phone. There it is. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. That much is already stated in the autopsy report. The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself. I'm like teetering between BC and fucking Nova Scotia, and I'm trying to do one or the other, and it's not working. I've been in the States for too long. The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself. Yes, sir, I gotcha. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here. Oh, you were trying to do Irish. Yeah, I put a little bit of Irish in there, unfortunately. Which goes with most of the regional accents in British Columbia and Nova Scotia as well. So, you know, a lot of Irish and Scottish people in both areas. This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. And the river that runs under there is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met there on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at a police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir. Why would he have put her in the trunk of his car? That's nonsensical. The only reason to do that would be to try and get caught, which means he was definitely framed. I see. Bridge located 40 feet above the Eagle River. Was the victim's blood found on the bridge? The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge. Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there was no blood on the bridge, then you have no proof that they even met there. Your Honor, if you would listen to the testimony we've prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Oh, why, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm not sure I like you wagging your finger at me as though I was some hoser. I picked the right voice. As though I were some kind of hoser. Man, I haven't heard someone get called a hoser in a long time. He despises conjecture, but was already ready to find the defendant guilty. Yep. Detective, proceed with your testimony. Yes, sir. Once he said hoser, it was a lot easier to get into the voice. Don't you know? Here we go, Mia. Hang on. Okay, now, listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake and this guy'll drink you for morning tea. Trust me and get ready. Diego Armando is his full name. Summary of the incident. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Falls. And that's when she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal The criminal stuffed her body in his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Falls was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. Well, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge. Naturally. Now, would the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination? Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination coming right up. Hey, settle down there, kid. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee. I'm not trembling. It's just cold in here. The courtroom can be a cold battlefield, all right. Especially for a beginner. I don't need you to worry about me. I mean the defendant, the witness, everyone's a beginner in here. You got me there. But maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you got, kitten. It's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all last night watching. She's adorable. Every time I've heard someone called a hoser, it was a flag to tell me the character is Canadian. Yep. They also say it in Minnesota, apparently. She means my cousin Vinny. I mean, that's like a really accurate movie, so maybe. Sec, let me grab my coffee. It's well past done brewing. Alright, coffee in hand. Laying my body back down. Ah. Fuck, I should get that bag of chips. Pick out. There we go. All right, here we go. Kind of a low bar. Probably true. I actually remember to save there. Okay, here we go. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Trying to remember the controls. This unknown person, you have no idea who it might be, right? That being the definition of unknown. Sorry, but I'm afraid I do. What? The one who called Sergeant Hawthorne was the defendant, Terry Falls. What? The defendant? The defendant called her? Hoser. The defendant called her. Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about a phone call with Mr. Falls. A note? Yeah, top secret memo she left in a desk. Victim's note added to the court record. Confidential police materials written by the victim. This is a little too convenient. According to this note, it seems the one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Falls. Yeah, that definitely wasn't fabricated, right? Whose bright idea was it to keep that note from me? By the way, wasn't Nick's ex-girlfriend from the other flashback Dahlia Hawthorne? Maybe? I don't remember her name, but I could believe it. Ha ha! Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up, never ask a question if you don't already know the answer. That's the detective's fault. He's the one that said unknown person. Hey now, don't make that face at me. I just said it that way because the prosecutor told me to. Was that a trap? With that cute little face, I didn't expect him to be so sneaky. Huh. That's right. Edgeworth canonically has a cute little face. You heard it here first. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Falls. A bridge up in the mountains, but why meet there? Because it's a very important place to the defendant, that's why. What do you mean by that? If you remember, 5 years ago, the defendant kidnapped a young girl. He was chased onto the bridge, and it was there that he killed his hostage. And the place where all of this occurred is, of course, Dusky Bridge. The very place where Sergeant Hawthorne arrested and handcuffed Mr. Falls. Returning to the scene of the crime, how nostalgic. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. Whoops. Gotta press on that, too. Was the body of the victim discovered right away? Yeah, we were really on the ball. We found the criminal within an hour of the murder. It was great. We even got to say, "Don't move, we got you surrounded." Wait a sec. Isn't there something weird about that? The location was a suspension bridge up in the mountains. So how did they find out about the crime so quickly? Sergeant Hawthorne must have mentioned the phone call to someone else, right? If that's what had happened, then she wouldn't have been killed. She never mentioned the phone call from Mr. Falls, but she left a note on a desk about it. If only I'd noticed it earlier, maybe she'd still be alive. I wonder why she didn't mention the phone call to anyone. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Falls had a car then. E-I-E-I-O? Well, that bridge is way up in the mountains, ma'am. They actually called him Falls. The defendant and the victim both went up by car. I mean, how else, right? What? You mean the defendant drove his own car? No, of course not. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple who'd been waiting at a red light. Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves. Is this guy sure about how he feels about anything? This is a photo of the stolen car's trunk. Used to have that exact trench coat. Naturally, that's the body of Ellery Hawthorne in there. Whoa, that doesn't look too comfortable, eh? A photo of the trunk of Falls' car. To be clear, Hoser, where I'm from, is actually pretty outdated. I mean, mostly only hear boomers saying it. Which I guess also fits right here with this old man. It's used sarcastically by younger folks occasionally. Give me a sec, don't want to read with my mouth full. What's the etymology of hoser? What do they host? I don't know, but I'm sure you could look it up. The victim, she was stabbed in the back, correct? Yeah. Ah. For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back. We're talking about a woman here. I can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in her back nice and firm. The condition of the body when it was discovered is very important information. Detective, was there anything strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car? I mean, a corpse. Here's a photo of the trunk, but I don't see anything strange, do you? Anyway. 4:30 p.m. at that bridge. Wear a white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. White scarf, huh? I don't see a white scarf, or any scarf for that matter. So that means... Witness. What is it? Do you have something to say, Miss Faye? I'm sorry, I totally forgot what I was gonna say. This is the first time I've ever had to actually address someone like that. You should have practiced before coming to court, eh? Honestly, Miss Faye, I'm not sure I like this. Say there, little kitten. Want a piece of my coffee candy? Candy? Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee. She's in her 20s. Come on, Mia, shake it off. You're a lawyer. Detective. Yes, ma'am. This photo. You said that there was nothing peculiar about it, is that correct? Yeah, that's what I said. Well then, I suggest you take another look at the note written by the victim. The note? It very clearly says, wear white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like, thus this special request. I have one very simple question for you, Detective. Where is the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo. Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am. And you stopped there? You should have looked for it. Ah. The caller told her to wear it to identify herself, so I'd expect she did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this? I see the defense is a little lacking. The scarf you're searching for so desperately for, is it this one, perchance? That was a weird line read. The scarf you're looking for, is it this one, perhaps? Ah, where'd you find that, sir? On Dusky Bridge. It was there first, and I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation. Then I stole evidence, apparently. Why didn't you tell me? I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. Really on the up and up, right? It's the safest place I know. Huh. That hotshot sure has a flair for the dramatic. It's not exactly white, as the caller requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for. It looks like it spent some time in the mud. Not surprising. It was drizzling on the mountain that day. Prosecutor Edgeworth was intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time. The court will accept the scarf into evidence. Worn by the victim at the time of the incident, found on Dusky Bridge. Wikipedia says the etymology is unclear. The first recorded use was the Great White North segments on SCTV. Best guesses are a contraction of hose bag or an implication that one is prone to becoming hosed. Huh. Yeah, that wouldn't actually surprise me if it came from a TV show trying to sound Canadian. That's actually really funny. Now, if the attorney for the defense has finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is all right with you, Ms. Faye? Boy, would I like to wrap this scarf around his smarmy little neck. Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusively and with hard evidence that Ms. Hawthorne and Mr. Falls did indeed meet on the bridge that day. Further, we will show exactly what occurred here. That sounds quite promising. Can't wait to hear all about it. Wow, I got a familiar phoneme wrong. Oh, I'm embarrassed. Can't wait to hear all about it. There we go. It's not a phoneme I get to use very often. Oh, changing countries is weird. It does weird shit. Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas. Yeah, I can see that. Everything is moving at his whim. Don't forget, kitten, there's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius. A genius, huh? The events on Dusky Bridge. Sounds like a Hardy Boys novel. Wonder what Rick Moranis is doing now. Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. The Vic wearing it shows the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off. How would he push her down and then stab her in the back? Looking at this photo, you really get the sense that this bridge is very high up. It is about a 40-foot drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below. Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway? We already know who took this photo. Spaceballs too, that's wild. Let's just say it was a well-intentioned third party. Aha, potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom? Well, they say they absolutely did not want to testify. The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel them to testify. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Seems to have been taken by the witness. So as you can see, Terry Falls had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge. Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yeah, it's quite obvious. He's clearly guilty. Not again. That's not fair. I haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean, This guy's even more frustrating than our regular judge. Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. Who is this eyewitness? She's a college student. A female college student? That's right. Meaning she's female and a college student, ma'am. Okay, Mia deserved that one. She doesn't do well in front of other people, so I came to testify for her. Maybe so, but as the attorney for the defense, I have the right to cross-examine her. For the time being, we're not relying on the witnesses on the witnesses' statements. That is all.
What is that supposed to mean?
The prosecution has other, more decisive evidence. Our case doesn't rest on the vague testimony of a female college student.
A female college student, eh? They just keep saying it.
It means she's female and a college student, sir.
Okay, the judge deserved that one, too.
If you absolutely must hear her testimony, you'll have to give us a good reason why.
Please, tell us about the more decisive evidence in question.
And this photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing the scarf, sir.
Well, that looks like it's about time to hit that first ad break, though.
So let's do that. First, I'd like you to remember that there is a civil rights movement happening around the country and the wider world. Black Americans, people of color, are fighting for things that shouldn't have to be fought for, like equal rights, equal treatment under the law, and to not be attacked, terrorized, and even murdered by the police. We have listed here a few ways you can help. They include the Bail Fund Network to help keep protesters out of jail, the Okra Project, and the Black Trans Travel Fund to help black, trans, and non-binary people with food, supplies, and travel out of dangerous situations, and the Black Hills Legal Fund, the Lakota People's Fund to take back their land, the Six Grandfathers, which was stolen by white people, arbitrarily renamed to Mount Rushmore, and then had some white slave owners' faces carved into the side of it. Black Lives Matter, the lives of people of color matter, Indigenous lives and lands matter, Asian and Pacific Islander lives matter. These are things we got to keep saying and pushing and fighting for until the people all the way to the top not only understand and acknowledge them, but work to make them real protected truths. All right, we're going to go to the break. I'm going to run some ads. We'll be back in just about 3 minutes. See you then. Sorry about that. A little late because I accidentally inhaled some water. Also, tongue is angry. That's an EDS thing. Ooh. Wildest things about things to me in the Ace Attorney universe are the lack of disclosure rules and lack of procedure for the chain of custody evidence. Lawyers can just wander onto a crime scene, grab something, and keep it a secret to the trial, right? Yeah, you never want to inhale dihydrogen monoxide. That can kill you. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. The victim's wearing a scarf in that photo, all right. So about the witness who took this photo. What was this person doing all the way in the mountains? She was taking photos of wildflowers, apparently. There are many types of flora on that mountain, Ms. Faye. People in the area say it's because of the spirits that live there. Spirits? Now that you mention it, this photo... this cloudy fog-like thing, is it a ghost? I don't believe it! No, Your Honor, no, I don't think it's a ghost. It's called a cloud. We have those. It was drizzling that day, unfortunately. It's a little hard to see what's going on. Drizzling, huh? That's right. There was a light rain coming down. The whole place was dreary. Eh, but not as dreary as the mood of this courtroom right now, huh? Eh? It looks like a cold front just moved in. In any case. The point is that the area is quite damp. There was even some fog. I even slipped and fell while I was on the bridge. It was really something. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Still fishy. Is that part of the witness's testimony as well? Of course it is. He pushed the victim hard in the back and she fell down right on his stomach. I remember that happening once myself. It was real brutal. That's not how you spell brutal. Are you talking about seeing someone get pushed, or were you the one getting pushed? Or does it mean you pushed someone down like that once? I think Mia has ADHD.
With his mind-boggling tales and the way he said brutal, I wonder if he's Canadian. We don't say brutal like that. We say it like brutal. Ha! Save your nasty look for the right person. Huh? Take a look. Poor baby. The core record seems to have wet itself. Hey! Watch where you spill your coffee. Court record, huh? That must have been when the scarf fell off. So in other words, there was a struggle between the criminal and the victim, huh? That's what the witness said. Well, looks like she didn't remember about the scarf. But from what she said, it sounded like a pretty violent fight, ma'am. The area was wet from rain. The bridge was probably wet too. Which would explain why the scarf is all covered in mud, but... there's something about this testimony that's still bothering me. Talk about a surprise. I had no idea there was a photo. So what do I do? You really still believe him? Mr. Crybaby, I mean? Of course I do. So the little kitten believes in fairy tales, huh? In that case, the answer's obvious. If what you believe is the truth, then that means that somewhere, hidden in that testimony, is a contradiction. One huge contradiction waiting to be discovered. That's your chance. Not even how you spell brutal. If it's a evil rabbit, it's true. Shit. That testimony ought to be inadmissible hearsay anyway, yep. So is like half the testimony in this series, though. Criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. So, yeah, we just show that they were facing each other in the photo, right? Your Honor, that statement contradicts that. No, that didn't work. I'm sorry, but I think the only thing out of place here is that pointer finger of yours. That could very well be. Here, take this penalty and try thinking things through again. That's the problem. Pointer fingers are made for pointing. Wait a sec. I was overthinking it. Look, the front of her coat is completely clean. Right? That's gotta be it. Yep, the other photo. So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct? Yeah, and fog too. Just a generally soggy atmosphere. Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere. But this is a photo of a victim's body that was found in the car trunk. Considering the conditions at the scene of the crime, something isn't right. Well, by all means, please enlighten us as to what isn't right. What is it about this photo of the trunk that doesn't fit with... Those ones always go by too quick. Titties, obviously. Naturally, the answer is right here. You know, like that Dead Island pre-order bonus. Very tasteful. No, it's probably collector's edition, not a pre-order bonus. Naturally, the answer is right here. The victim's coat? As far as I can see, there's nothing strange about it. That's exactly what's strange. Recall the testimony. What were the conditions on the bridge that day? It was drizzling and foggy. Dusky bridge was all wet. If the victim really had fallen down on her stomach on top of the bridge, then the front of her coat should be covered in mud. Ah, that's exactly right. The other day I fell on a muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled. I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. If Your Honor had fallen in the shower instead of on a muddy street, your glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal league, would be wet, but not muddy. Fortunately, I have yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day? Yes, with your evidence. Surface of the bridge, huh? A real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like this. Neither would a real woman. Oh, we're just going with misogyny on all fronts here, except Edgeworth. Of course I can. Here's the evidence that proves the surface of the bridge was muddy. The evidence is this scarf. Oh! It should be obvious. If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got this muddy, that means the bridge was obviously covered in mud. Ugh! No, I can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo. Oh, there we go. Now it's from all sides. Hey, same to you, buddy. Remember, bimbo used to be an insult. Ms. Faye's assertion makes perfect sense to me. I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction? Huh? For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at what the explanation in this case may be, shall we? Alright, it's not like he's really giving me a choice here. You're doing pretty well for a little kitten. Mr. Armando. No matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered in the trunk, the witness's photo showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness's testimony that stated she saw the moment of the that stated that she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? The false evidence, it's one of those three. While the other two are photos, the last one is hearsay. Huh? What you said just now, I'm not sure I like that. That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was the coffee aficionado over here that said it. The court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into court. The old Van Karma bluff. But we won't let him. We'll expose this evidence as the flimsy scam it really is. It's so weird going back this far to before Edgeworth's character arc. Yes. The false evidence in this case is, it's gotta be the testimony. It's a no-brainer. Obviously, it's the witness that's suspicious. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen? Yeah, that's what the witness told us. That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty. That's true. It's not just true, it's the truth. Oh my god, he's always been like this. If there was a truly decisive witness in this case, I'm certain that boy over there would have called them in the first place. Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all. You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We're prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. Please bring forth your witness at this time. Mr. Edgeworth said, kinda worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? Or as we Canadians apparently say, the brutal truth. Now let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes. This is it, Mia. What if it's Maya? The battle begins here. Expecting Lotta? But also Lotta wouldn't claim to be delicate. Witness, what is your name and occupation? Oh god, it's Dahlia. Oh fuck, Dahlia jump scare. Everyone is so silent that I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter. Dahlia was my second guess, and it still shocked me. When I look at you, how can I put it? You look as scrumptious as a double-double and a dozen donut holes. Like no one in Canada says donut holes. No matter where they come from, they are Timbits. Okay? Suspension of disbelief ruined. I feel like I want to hurry up and hand down a verdict just to have a bite. Timbits are trademarked. Yeah, almost certainly. But you still gotta say it if you're Canadian. Hey, not so fast. I actually had to start saying donut holes because Americans didn't know what Timbits were. But that was after leaving the country. As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. I would ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman. Dahlia relies upon misogyny to, keep up her innocent facade. Miss Faye, you could learn a lot from this man. If he's such a gentleman, he sure doesn't act like one to me. Sir. Hey? Yes, my dear? This is the same way the other judge addressed her. Yes, my dear. This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just wanted to say, I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause. Not at all. It's no trouble at all. Now then, may we please have your name and occupation? My name is Melissa Foster. Is it though? I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department.
You were on the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, correct?
And you were the one who took this photo. Is that correct? Is that accurate? Sorry, I was reading the chat. Holy crap, the misogyny and bullshit. Yep. How can you be so mean? Now see here, what are you doing shoving that in her face like that? Huh? It's just a photograph. It's not like it's something dangerous. Next time I'll be forced to penalize ya. Uh-oh. I don't like the turn this has taken. It's like this is the gimmick, but it's so weird acting like we don't know who this is. Simply because this happens before the other case. Is she staring at me? And you would be? Huh? I'm the defense attorney. My name is Mia Fey. I see. So you are... Did Mia recognize her in Chapter 1? I don't recall Mia recognizing her in Chapter 1. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. Now then, young lady, could you please give us your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Then, I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. I remember Mia saying anything about having seen Dahlia before. Yeah, it's fucking weird. Like, this isn't even a different sprite for her, right? This is the same sprite. The butterflies weren't there either. Weren't they? I could have swore I remembered the butterflies. But that could also be me just having that memory implanted by them being there now. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. And right after that, I called the police. By the way, where were you standing when the incident occurred?
I believe the map would be of help here.
I was standing right over here. I was standing in a beautiful field surrounded by tall cliffs. So you took the photo from that location, eh? I brought the camera I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to. Oh, what a cute camera! Just like its owner. Oh my god, everyone's a creep. Melissa Foster took the witness's photo with this. A small, but powerful model. Just like its owner. See? You can make that joke without being a misogynist, right? Like, fucking hell. All right then, Miss Fay, time for your cross-examination. But I warn ya, make the witness cry again and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel. Did he just threaten to beat up Mia with a hammer? I don't think judges are supposed to do that. Did you say wildflowers? Yes, the mountain is famous for its beautiful spring wildflowers. But it's only February. Wow, I couldn't wait for spring to come. Oh, I know just how you feel. It's just like when I first started growing this glorious beard of mine. I just couldn't wait, so I wore a dyed blonde Santa beard until mine grew in properly. Would you mind if we got back to the facts of the case, Your Honor? Then I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Was there anything strange about the two of them? I'm a bad girl. I know I am. It looked like they were having a really serious conversation up there. So I decided to watch them, like some kind of peeping Tom. No, not at all. Everyone's like that. I love watching other people fight too. In fact, I can't get enough of it. That's why we watch hockey, you know. Actually, that's why I took this job in the first place. Oh no. Too much info, Your Honor. In any case, it's perfectly natural for you to have kept watching them. Especially dressed as they were. Well, anyway, I was watching them very closely. Suddenly, they just started fighting. Do you have any idea what they were fighting about? Huh? No, I have no idea. Why do you ask? Oh, I just thought that maybe you overheard what they said. I would never eavesdrop. I've got more class than that. That's right, Miss Fay. Don't drag the witness down to your level. Ugh. Oh, I hate him. I hate this judge. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. But it doesn't show the crucial moment, does it? Why did you take a photo? Well, the two of them were really going at it. Ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to be a news reporter. I guess that part of me just kind of took over. Yeah, that does not match what we're seeing in the photo. Smells like a lie to me. Yes, I understand completely. Even now, I can't completely abandon my boyhood dreams. I still use my grandson to test my comedy routines on. So he wanted to be a comedian, huh? Not that it has any bearing on this. All I could do was use my camera. So I took the photo of the crucial moment and gave it to the police. And right after that, I called the police. So I'm guessing we gotta show the photo to her where she says that she took a picture of the crucial moment. You called the police? Yes, because it looked to me like the murderer was going to try to escape. Thing is, we know she's not gonna get put away for this. That's gonna be chapter 5 when she gets put away. You were already moving before the call even came in. We were already moving before the call even came in.
Thanks to the victim's note, we'd already started our operation.
That was certainly tough luck for the criminal, eh? If Terry Falls isn't the criminal, then there must be something strange in that girl's testimony.
Be careful, kitten. That girl has the judge wrapped right around her little finger. You're gonna have a tough time poking holes in that testimony of hers. I don't think I am, actually.
You're gonna have to come up with something real good, Mia.
Alright, so here is where we're at. And we're gonna present the photo that she took. Because this isn't the crucial moment and they haven't started fighting yet. You still can be a comedian, Your Honor. Feel free to quit your day job. Yes. Yes, please.
Witness, when you said you took a photo of the crucial moment, is this what you meant? All I see in this photo are two people facing each other. You testified that you saw the two of them starting to fight. Normally, that's the kind of thing we would refer to as a crucial moment. Why haven't you presented a photo like that? Well, you see...
The photo we presented was the only one there was.
But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what happened next? You must have taken a photo of it. Especially since she said that when they started fighting, that's why she took the photo.
Oh!
My apologies, young lady. But Ms. Faye's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit. He can certainly downplay a situation, can't he? I'm sorry. I'm a very bad girl. I used it all up. The film, I mean.
You ran out of film?
This photo was the last one.
What? It looks like a digital camera. Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all the photographs she took that day. All the other photos are of the witness herself playing among the wildflowers.
The witness herself? Then who took the photos? Well, you see, my camera has a timer feature built into it. Oh no, that is a space for film. So you took photos of yourself? I remember taking some photos of myself once too. You can find them on my OnlyFans. Please, no details. I see that Ms. Faye's assertion was not so decisive after all. Wait, just a minute. Well, if she had no film left, she couldn't very well take more pictures, eh?
Miss Foster, perhaps you could tell us about a different sort of photo. Photos of the incident that you took with your very own eyes.
Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet. Very well then, let's get back to the cross-examination. Let's hear your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed. Yes, Mr. Judge. Boy, this guy is really a sucker for sweet talk.
Ah. It looks like the other kitten in the room is the one that's getting all the attention.
Yeah, it's sickening. I'm with Mia on this one. Okay. I was using my camera to take pictures of wildflowers, then I noticed two people standing up on the bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. The victim turned around and tried to run away, but she only got about 10 yards before she was stabbed in the back. You know what's to her back in the photo? Okay. So, oh, it won't let me use a pointer here. So you see where she was, where she was supposedly standing on the west bank of the river, just west of my glow sticks. And then you see that the bridge is broken on the east side. So we look over here, and she's on the side of the bridge that is not crossable. If she'd run 10 yards, she'd have fallen in the fucking drink. See, this is, she's not very good at this yet. So I guess we show her the map? What I'm thinking, Willow. Witness, your testimony is a joke. Huh? What? But I just... Miss Faye! I started going back to the other judge's voice. Miss Faye, I thought I warned you not to make the witness cry. One short testimony and two bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse. You say there were two contradictions? It's simple. Just take a look at the diagram of the area. According to her testimony, the two of them were in the middle of the bridge. But if they were, and the victim had turned around and tried to run, well, she would have hit a dead end. You said 10 yards, but she couldn't have even ran 5. Because Dusky Bridge is collapsed on that side. What does all this mean? It's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it. This beautiful young lady has been lying to the court? Just a moment, Your Honor. Edgeworth. I don't believe she's saying Mr. Edgeworth to herself. Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion. What do you mean? There's one major mistake in this diagram. Oh no, had the bridge been fixed? What did you say? What are you referring to? It's all because this diagram was made after the incident occurred. Oh, it hadn't collapsed yet. It's a very old bridge. We couldn't find any official blueprints of it. So you're saying... I'm saying that even though this bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that can prove the bridge was broken during the incident. That's ridiculous! You can't actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo. You could probably find 100 people within a mile of the courthouse who would be able to testify whether it was broken or not. I apologize to the court for not being more clear when I presented the evidence. That guy is good. Huh? What do you mean? He planned it from the beginning.
He's a genius, all right. That diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy.
What? That coward. Well, Miss Fay, it seems you've once again made a reckless accusation. I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful myself. No, it wasn't your fault at all.
Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish once and for all that it was what it was that the witness actually saw.
Indeed. All right, young lady. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony? But it's so hard to go on. We're all on your side, Miss Foster.
There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw.
Yes, sir. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden.
How would he... I don't believe... He's carrying a big fucking wrought iron ball.
He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw.
Witnessing such violence must have been difficult.
Yes, sir. I'm still shaken up.
If he accepts this testimony as is, we're finished.
Don't say that.
Ah, well, maybe I'll stop off at my favorite cafe on the way home. They make a real great mocha latte.
This trial isn't over yet.
That's what I like to hear.
All right, Miss Fay, your cross-examination, s'il vous plaît. Contradiction is staring you right in the face, Mia. Go on the attack. Could probably find a newspaper article about when it collapsed. That's also very true. It's not like he could have thrown the body into the river with the notoriously swift current. Yup. Wild, right? After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. In his big, beefy arms, coming out the back of his neck. Are you saying that the victim didn't fall down on the bridge? Actually, maybe she...
Of course she didn't fall down on the bridge. If she had fallen down, this photo wouldn't make any sense. If that was the case, her coat would have been all muddy.
If you don't mind, I was asking the witness.
Ugh, no need to be so rude.
Well, young lady? Of course she didn't fall down. The man in the prison uniform grabbed her before she could.
We're one step too slow. And then, what did the defendant do after that?
Then he carried her over to the car. You personally witnessed that? Yes. Did anything strange happen when he did that? Well, I don't know if you'd call it strange or not. But that's when the victim's scarf fell off.
You mean this scarf? Her words match what we found at the scene. I don't see any problem.
I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. You mean the defendant carried the body all by himself? Yes.
Considering the size of the defendant, I don't think it would be difficult.
Yes, but let's remember they were on a narrow bridge that was ready to collapse. Is it even possible for him to have carried a dead body on a bridge like that?
Well, the fact of the matter is that he did. That kind of talk is just silly.
Wow, why'd he get so emotional all of a sudden? Miss Faye, if you think there's some other possibility, please share it with the rest of us. I think I got this. As Bad Road said, notoriously swift current. Exactly, Willow. A killer not wanting his victim to be found, I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found. Ellipses, aka coffee drinking moments. Well, what was it? Take another look at the map of the area and you'll see how. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river.
For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered.
Ah. In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murders were to occur at the same spot above the Eagle River, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body in the water. Order! 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 I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Faye, but I must admit it does seem odd not to have thrown the body in the river. Oh! Well, Mr. Edgeworth? Ugh, how sad. Perhaps Miss Faye would do well to try taking a dip in the river herself. Did he just threaten my life?
After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature.
What are you talking about?
My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact is that this is what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw.
Quite true.
He knows he has the judge wrapped around his little finger more than she does.
Miss Faye, it seems that your assertion is without merit after all. But what the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous.
Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car.
Well, that's certainly consistent with what the witness has told us.
Ugh. Please, witness, go on with your testimony.
I'll try.
All you have to do is tell us only what you saw. Otherwise, this mean lady might yell at you again.
I can deny it, and don't call me Shirley. Who is he talking about? All right, I'll do my best. Oh, we got the boss music playing now. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Are you saying that the victim didn't fall down on the bridge? Oh wait, we already heard this. It keeps bringing us back to the same parts of the conversations. And I'm getting confused by it, because it's doing this differently than every other chapter in all 3 games so far. Okay, so we gotta find the next clue. Are they trying for a slightly different style because we're playing Mia again? I don't get it. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body there. How would he have done that without setting her down and getting her muddy? This is kind of rough. How could she? Oh, yeah, that's even better, huh? I'm over here trying to do these calculations in my head, and you're just on it. But yeah, there's that big hunk of rock in between her and the car. The car is not in the photo, but it is on the diagram. Yeah, Willow's got this one. Well, Ms. Foster, it looks like you've done it this time. Done what? Made a crucial mistake. A crucial mistake? Like what, Ms. Faye? The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body there. You're saying you saw that, right? With your very own eyes? It is a really, really handy map. Yes, and? It's simple, Ms. Foster. We kill the Batman. Gonna make this photograph disappear. Take a look at the diagram. The place you claim to have taken the photo from that day is here. You see what I mean? Even if you tried to see the car, this outcropping of rock is directly in the way. Ah. That's right, Miss Foster. From where you were standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car. Oh! I admit that the diagram shows a large outcropping of rock. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop her from seeing the car. That's right. It's not high at all. I was able to see this car just fine. I'm so sorry, but that just doesn't wash. I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location that the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. Yeah, you can see the outcropping. You can clearly see on the left side of the bridge, but the outcropping that's being referred to is really more like a cliff. Oh! Your view should have been completely cut off by the cliff. But you still claim to have been able to see the killer's car. No! Order! Order into court! What's the meaning of all this ballyhoo? Your Honor, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled in a stolen car was reported on the news.
After witnessing a murder, I'm sure you can appreciate that the witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself she saw it. But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes. Oh. Mr. Judge? What is it? I think I must have remembered things wrong. Hey, wait a minute. You can't just say that. Ms. Faye, no one on the face of the planet is perfect. Yes, indeed. Quite true. You know what they say. To err is human, to forgive divine. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to your witness here. What? That's not fair. Save the tears for later, kitten. And by that, we mean it's time for our second break. If you want to support us, there's a couple ways you can do that. You can, of course, subscribe here. Get access to all of our cool-ass emotes. Or you can also head on over to patreon.com/ifwhen. Get access to art, music, updates, etc., and shoutouts at the end of the stream. In any case, I'm going to run some ads, and we'll be back in about 3 minutes. See you then. Getting my headphones back on. I'm sitting up now, too. Can't find a comfortable position to lay in. Ooh, a snack and a green apple Gatorade. Hell yeah. I grabbed some duplex cookies from the kitchen. There we go. Tasty. All right, as soon as I'm done chewing, we can get back into this. Gulp. All right, so we left off on... save the tears for later, kitten. Mr. Armando? Don't look back until the trial's over. Now's the time to go forward. But that wasn't fair. Okay, kitten. You need to relax. When you need to, then you need to remember the other kitten's testimony. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. I did say duplex cookies. So tell me, how did she know that? How did she know that he broke into the trunk? Aha. Well, Miss Foster, until you can explain how you knew that, you're going to have a lot of very suspicious people on this side of the courtroom. You know, I started the long ellipses as a bit years ago, but I'm taking advantage of it to drink more coffee. Well, witness? Well, I'm certain that he broke into the trunk because there was marks left on the trunk lid. I'm certain they were scratch marks from when he broke into it. What? Let me see that photo. It looks like someone ripped the lock off with their bare hands. It's true. These certainly look like scratch marks around the keyhole. It's obvious that this trunk's been broken open. Well, Miss Faye, are you satisfied? The judge is on her side. I can't make any mistakes here. What she just said, is there a contradiction in there somewhere? Yeah, it absolutely is. I'm Andy Caffeinated, and I approve this message. Melissa Foster. It looks like you finally betrayed yourself. What? You said you were in the field taking photos of wildflowers. But even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is when? When did you get a chance to see those scratches? She basically backed herself into a corner and then backed up further into the corner. How has this woman gotten away with murder for so long? Because even after chapter 1, she's still at large, and she's most likely going to be our final boss. How did she not get caught? Wait, I know how. It's because she's a tiny, wealthy white woman. This is being demonstrated every time anyone in this courtroom other than Mia opens their goddamn mouths.
So the only way that she would know about those scratches is if she was the one who hid the corpse. It was Melissa in the car trunk. Now we just need the weapon. Finally. I finally got her. I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. Then perhaps it would be faster if Ms. Fey explained herself. Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The dagger, yep. They did say she was stabbed in the back. The reason the witness had seen the scratches was she happened to be passing by. So is this just going to be a one-scene chapter? Or are we going to go deeper into this? There's only one way that the witness had the chance to see those scratches. Yes? What is it? Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was... See, I kind of wish I was doing face cam at the moment, but I'm not set up for it. Because that was great comedic timing as I took a sip of my coffee there. You have no idea. Melissa Foster, it was you that did it, wasn't it?
That's ridiculous. I could never. It was the man in the prison garb. He's the one that...
I don't think so, Miss Foster. Mr. Falls had been the one that put the corpse... Start that over. If Mr. Falls had been the one that put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There was no need to break it open.
But he stole the car.
Yeah, at an intersection. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Which means the key would have still been in the ignition.
Oh, I see.
Wow, she was speechless. Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we never would have uncovered the truth. That it couldn't have been Mr. Falls that put the body in the trunk. Preposterous to even suggest that the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how do you explain the photo she took? It's got a timer on the camera, remember? The corpse could only have been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. And we already know that that at the time she was taking photographs. I do love the bangs flip too. Now's your chance, Mia. Finish this thing. That's how I used to wear my hair too. Back when I had hair. On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. Coffee sipping noises. There's no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is the shutter for this may not have been pushed by Miss Foster herself. Obviously. Can't grow bangs for shit? Aww. I can't anymore. You know, after the cancer fucked with my hormones so bad. Got that receding hairline going on. Damn shame, honestly. But, you know. Got that cool fucking wig. I love the yarn wigs, by the way. They're much easier to care for than hair wigs or nylon wigs. And you can get them in all kinds of styles, or even make one yourself with a little learning. Let's take another look at this camera and see what features it has, shall we?
It has a timer built into it. Even a mini tripod. Why, it's almost as if she brought this camera just to take this picture. What are you trying to say then, Ms. Fay? That when the crime occurred, Ms. Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed? Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is yes, she was somewhere else. Exactly. She was not in the field. Would the defense please explain further? Listen, this is a crucial point. Where was Ms. Foster when the incident occurred? In answering that question, we'll also make clear Miss Foster's true identity. Well then, please answer the question. Where was Melissa Foster when the incident in question occurred? This is so good. I'm so glad I get to do this. She was right here. That's the only place that matches up to everything we know. In the location that we said the victim was in. Super happy with your new wig, though I hope I never have to pay as much for one. Oh yeah, those are expensive. Naturally, the witness was right here. But that's where the victim, Ms. Hawthorne, was standing. Order! Order! Ms. Fay, what on earth? Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could only have been before the defendant met the victim. Remember how it was said that the scarf was there because he wouldn't necessarily recognize her after all these years. How asinine. Of course Mr. Falls met with the victim. The only person with the opportunity to have put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Falls. You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valerie Hawthorne. What? I've never heard of anything more ridiculous in my entire life. Then who exactly is the victim in this photo? It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness. Oh, that's true. Edgeworth had a flawless record, didn't he? Oh no. Melissa is also shocked. Oh my god, so her murder spree is at least partially Edgeworth's fault. What? It's the only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Falls met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was you, Melissa Foster. Sorry, every time I hear "it was you," I think of Surge the Little Seal Club, Surge the Little Seal Cub of Death, which is a cartoon short from the Canadian animated comedy show It's the Mr. Hell Show.
The conceit of which is he saw his parents clubbed to death by a poacher, and his PTSD takes over whenever he sees someone who vaguely is in the position that said poacher was in, and he'll shout, "It was you!" and pull out Uzis and shit. Not very tasteful, but pretty funny. It was you, Melissa Foster.
Me?
Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Falls himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne. You'd heard of the Mr. Hell Show, but no, it's not the Mr. Hell Show. It's Og, it's the Mr. Hell Show. Gotta say the whole thing. But the defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the one whose testimony helped get him convicted. But since then, my client has spent 5 hard years in a federal pen. Exactly, like A Tribe Called Quest. It's a Boondocks reference. Sorry, the Boondocks reference, if we're going this route. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore. You're just making this up as you go along. Where's your proof? I've got it all right here. This piece of evidence will blow the case wide open. I mean, the scarf again. At the time of the incident, Mr. Falls had forgotten what Valerie Hawthorne looked like. Mr. Falls had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification, namely this muddy scarf. It was Mr. Falls who requested that she wear this scarf to identify herself. That's already been proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as you were wearing the scarf like he asked, anyone could have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster, if that is your real name? No! No total breakdown. Oh, she fainted. Where's Miss Foster? She's collecting herself in the lobby. All judges say a lot. And when we get to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, I hope that that judge says too. It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them together. The only question is, why did she do it? Well, isn't that obvious? She's the real culprit. Huh. Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Compose herself? Eh? Eh? Stand-up comedy. Until then, this court is in recess. The defense and the prosecution are both to wait in their respective lobbies. Yes, Your Honor. Understood. Very well. They also say very well. All judges say very well. This court is in recess. Oh. Okay. We're done chapter 1, I guess. Let's keep going. Let's at least get through chapter 2 then, because otherwise we're 40 minutes early. I don't mind going late tonight. I'm up and around. What do they say very well? They say very well, very well. February 16, 1:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 4.
Mr. Full. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I want to say thanks. You're real good. You really hooked me up.
Thanks. We're almost there. Once I prove she committed the crime.
Yeah, but there's one more big obstacle we gotta get past.
Obstacle?
Yeah. Motive. Why would Melissa Foster kill that policewoman anyway?
Motive, huh?
Anyway, we're still badly in need of information.
Information. Right.
What we need the most is info about Melissa Foster herself. All we know is that she's a student studying literature. And one more thing.
What is it?
Well, the incident that happened 5 years ago, of course. The kidnapping murder case that Zebra Boy is on death row for. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie.
Mr. Falls, in that case, tell us more about it. About what happened 5 years ago. Ooh, we get a flashback?
Okay. I trust you. That day, 5 years ago, I dream of it every day. This picture, it reminds me everything. Bridge looks same, just like then, 5 years ago. Like it could fall apart any minute.
So it's been broken like that for at least 5 years. He's talking like I sometimes do in a psychotic event. That's kind of interesting. Flashback inside a flashback, yep. What is this, American Horror Story? Oh, fuck.
Ha! Sorry, buddy, but you sound like the one that could fall apart at any minute. It's true, I did. I did kidnap her. 5 years ago. I kidnapped my girlfriend, Dahlia Hawthorne. Ah!
God damn it. Your girlfriend? Huh?
Hey, hold on there. Did you say Hawthorne?
The victim's last name?
Dahlia Hawthorne, Valerie's little sister.
What? Are you serious? The girl, let her go.
Shut up. Come closer and I kill her.
Sorry, but you're not gonna get the chance. The detective back then was Valerie Hawthorne. At first, I thought shooting someone for a kidnapping was crossing the line, but they finished up. I've only ever seen part of the first season, and the show started falling apart, like, not too far into that. So I didn't end up watching more. I should check out this podcast. If it was to protect her little sister, I can understand why she did it.
Wrong. No protect sister. Valerie betrayed me. Betrayed us.
What do you mean she betrayed you? See, now he's starting to talk like Tarzan.
Everything. All lies. All make-believe. Kidnapping, too.
A make-believe kidnapping?
Dahlia, my girlfriend, my love, my teen angel.
Ugh, did he actually just say my teen angel? He's seen one too many soap operas. I'm assuming that he was also a teenager at the time.
I do anything she says. Anything Dahlia says.
So, I thought, after hearing about how American Horror Story started new plot lines, with new characters played by the same actors, I thought they were going to do something clever with that, but apparently they never did, which is just wild to me.
Anything Dahlia said? Hold on a minute. What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned, but...
Yeah. Me and Dahlia. And Valerie, too.
Kind of why it reminds me of Heroes, yeah. Can definitely see that.
Valerie was in on it.
Dahlia's family's rich. Jewelry business. We got one jewel, that's what we thought. Me and Dahlia wrote a kidnap note. We send her dad. As for $2 million diamond. Tell him make exchange on Dusky Bridge. We tell him Valerie makes a transfer, because she's a new detective. Having a police detective in your pocket is a useful thing, all right. In the end, you were planning on splitting the 2 million 3 ways, huh? Yeah, but a woman... That woman, Valerie, she did it for real. She shoot at me for real, me and Dahlia. I shot in the arm. Dahlia, she jumped in the river.
Jump? You don't mean she jumped on purpose, do you?
I couldn't do it. I could never push her. Anyway, I blacked out. Woke up police all over. And that's when they decided to give you the death sentence. I couldn't believe it. That woman, she betrayed me.
That man, Terry Falls, he killed her. He threw her off the bridge. He threw my beloved sister into the roaring river 40 feet below.
I hadn't made the connection between the name Hawthorne and Dahlia.
These 5 years, all I wonder is why? Why'd she lie? That's all I wanted to know. So that's why I called her. You wanted to hear the truth from Valerie herself. Yeah, but I forgot what she looked like, so I tell her to wear a scarf.
And also forgot what Dahlia looked like.
I don't want to hurt her. Just ask why. Why'd you lie? Why'd you betray me? I just want to hear the answer come from her mouth, that's all.
So that's why you made a crazy escape like that.
Just one thing, Zebra Boy. My senses are tingling all over. Tell me, Mr. Falls, where is it? Huh?
Where's what?
What did she say? What do you... Oh, what did Valerie say? He never actually got to see Valerie. So he doesn't know. I guess he would have heard something from Dahlia, though. I see what you're saying.
Where's what?
Come on now, kitten, the ransom. The $2 million diamond. Remember that now? Did you give it back to Pops? Did the police take it? I don't know.
You don't know?
Oh, really? I don't know. It's gone. With Dahlia.
With Dahlia. Yep.
That day on the bridge, Dahlia put it in the backpack. Now gone with Dahlia, on forever, into Eagle River.
And Dahlia comes back around and kills Valerie. This is dark, even for this series. If that diamond ties into the mastiff... Oh my god, it very well might. It disappeared with Dahlia, huh? Wait a minute.
You can come back in now. We're ready to go. This is how I've decided the bailiff sounds today.
Mr. Falls, just one more question. When you said with Dahlia, do you mean the diamond is still missing? Along with the body of Dahlia Hawthorne.
Never found her. My sweet Dahlia.
Never found her.
Swallowed by the river. Gone, Dahlia, my teen angel. Your teen angel. How old was she anyway? Just 14.
Oh, God. I hope you were that age too, bud. 14? I guess you were robbing cradles before diamonds.
Oh. She plans a fake kidnapping and disappears into the river with a rock worth 2 mil. Man, oh man, angels these days.
Falls takes the fall and gets a one-way ticket to death row. Is Dahlia Hawthorne an angel, or is she really a...
It's time, kitten. Looks like we have a few more aces up our sleeves now.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. You bet. A $2 million gem used as ransom for Dahlia, lost to Eagle River 5 years ago.
The training wheels come off now, Mia. You gotta strike while the iron is hot. And the coffee. That's one of my rules. Remember it.
February 16, 1:49 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. And I'm having a hard time cheering for anyone right now. Now then, let's continue with the trial of Mr. Terry Falls. Witness, are you feeling better? Yes, Your Honor. I'll try my best. That means she's 19 now. You're a brave young lady. Poser, you're a brave young lady. Not this again.
I can understand a defense lawyer wanting to get her client off the hook. However, to try to pin the crime on an innocent student is...
What are you talking about?
My witness is not the person on trial here. She's an innocent bystander who witnessed a violent crime. That's all. What possible reason would a girl like this have for murdering a policewoman?
Probably for $2 million, right? Oh, right. She's 20 in the, in that case, or around there. What possible reason would I yada yada? Okay, I already read that. Sorry, my brain's still zipping around. It would definitely, it's certainly hard to imagine this woman as a murderer. Her motive, huh? I figured that's what I had to establish next. Well, Ms. Fig, do you have any evidence of a motive? Yes, of course, I think.
Ha! You're still acting tame as a kitten.
Mr. Armando, shut the fuck up.
Listen, a lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets.
That originated with Godot? Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's got a good lesson in there, but it's complete nonsense, which is basically Godot. Coffee sipping noises, coffee sipping noises. Smiling on the outside while your guts are twisted in knots is the mark of a pro. Maybe so, but I wish you'd quit grinning at me like that. I mean, I know a lot of people who would love for Godot to grin at them like that. He's not my type, but I kind of get it.
Excuse me. May I speak, Mr. Judge?
Of course. Mr. Judge is ready anytime you like. Poser. I lost it again. They're waiting for it. Damn right.
I'd like to say something. Some people here are suspicious of me, right? That's why I at least wanted you, Mr. Judge, to know that
She's gonna just say that she's Dahlia, huh?
that it's not true.
I see. You're such an honest and upstanding young lady. Looks like this witness is a real professional.
What do you mean?
Look at that 100-watt smile. Just when things are darkest for her. Click. She lights right up. Very well then, let's hear what the witness has to say. All right, let's go.
I was out of the country until the year before last. Until I entered college, I had never even been to Eagle Mountain before. And I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer. Holding a grudge and killing the officer who testified against you 5 years ago, or kidnapping a poor girl. I just think the defendant is a terrible, horrible monster.
It's funny. He's not a murderer or a kidnapper, but he's still romancing a kid half his age. This is very frustrating. Out of the country, eh? Precisely. Furthermore, she has no possible motive for committing murder. Indeed. You're up to bat, kitten. Sharpen those claws and put on your best smile.
You bet.
She even has her own lampshade. Oh.
Somehow I have to tire to this case.
Look, I'm already tired to this case. Alright, let's go.
I was out of the country until the year before last. So, what country were you living in? We were all living abroad, but after my parents were killed...
It was a brutal civil war. She had to try to make her way back home alone. That's not... You haven't answered the question.
I lost everything. I didn't even have any personal identification. What kind of sob story is this? What do I do? Should I press her for details? I mean, I guess.
I bet I'm gonna be penalized for it at this point, though.
Witness, answer my question. I'll even repeat it for you. What country were you in?
Your Honor, this line of questioning is childish. Is it, though? What country she was in and how many languages she may speak are irrelevant here.
Who said anything about languages?
What we're here to evaluate is whether this witness has any connection to this case.
I lived abroad ever since I was a little girl. That's why I could never have known Mr. Falls or Detective Hawthorne.
Yes, I think we've established that point.
Yes, indeed. Well then, shall we add that what you've just stated to the official testimony?
Yes, please, Mr. Judge.
All right. Oops.
Naturally, I didn't know either the victim or the defendant.
You didn't know either person. Are you certain of that?
Yes. I'm afraid I'm rather shy around people.
Oh well, that can't be helped. Why is he just agreeing with everything that comes out of her mouth? The first time you saw either of them was when they were on the bridge, correct?
Yes, it really was a coincidence. Until I entered college, I had never even been to Eagle Mountain before.
So what made you decide to go to Eagle Mountain anyway?
I just love being outdoors. Picnics, hiking, you know, that sort of thing.
You don't look like much of a hiker to me, but you do look like a digger of sort. Really? Really? Now you're getting in on the misogyny, Mia. There is no need for this. But Eagle Mountain is a 2-hour drive from here, and no trains run through there. There are plenty of mountains that are closer and easier to get to.
Well, I went there once with the college hiking club. I fell in love with its stark, desolate beauty and its cold yet romantic gloominess.
Didn't know you were such a goth. By the way, what's the name of your college?
The prosecution objects to any questions that involve the witness's private life. All that matters is that she is a material witness to a crime. The witness doesn't need to respond to questions that are clearly malicious in intent.
Thank you. She's really gone too far.
Miss Faye, you're treading on thin ice here.
Hardly said anything. Talk about sensitive. And I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer.
Perhaps, but your behavior that day was very suspicious. Not only have you contradicted yourself here in court, but you know things you shouldn't. For example, the scratches on the trunk of the car.
Well, that's objection.
Unfortunately, Miss Faye, your last statement proves nothing.
Oh, really? And why is that?
The witness came to the police station once to identify the suspect. It's entirely possible that at that time an officer showed her this photo.
That does seem like a rather serious mistake.
That's the oldest trick in the prosecutor's book.
That's not fair.
That wicked inmate. I'll never be able to forget that horrible day. Holding a grudge and killing the officer who testified against you 5 years ago.
A grudge.
Well, the policewoman's testimony was crucial, wasn't it? Crucial in getting the defendant sentenced to death?
Yes, and that's precisely why he harbored such deep anger against her. So much anger that he forgot his own guilt.
My client has always maintained that he's innocent of those charges.
He seems rather forgetful. Your client, I mean. Not only did he forget about what he did, but he forgot the 4 policewomen as well.
What do you mean by that?
Your client, he forgot what the detective looked like, right? Too bad for her that he didn't forget about her testimony as well. Well, she's right about that. Mr. Falls is kind of forgetful.
Also, the fact that Dahlia looks like Valerie, at least somewhat, even if that doesn't really show her name. She's supposed to be her sister, right? So it just makes sense that it would be even harder to tell that that wasn't Valerie in the rain and fog.
You said he forgot what the detective looked like. What did he mean by that? Well, he couldn't tell who she was without some kind of identification, right?
Quite right. That's why the victim was wearing a scarf as identification.
Why, if I had been wearing a white scarf that day, then he probably would have tried to kill me.
That's true. He's clearly a bitter man.
This is bad. Mr. Fall's reputation just keeps getting worse and worse. Sometimes it's best not to poke too deep. Ugh, what should I do with that last statement?
I mean, have it added to the testimony. Why wouldn't we?
Your Honor, what the witness said just now was tremendously important. I'd like it added to the official testimony.
The prosecution has no objection. After all, the defendant is a killer, and a mentally unbalanced one at that. That testimony only helps to further prove that point.
No, that's not why I...
Enough, witness, if you would.
My pleasure, Mr. Judge. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a scarf.
I feel like I should show her the scarf. I'm saving first, but I feel like I should show her the scarf.
Witness, I want you to look at this photo you took.
That's true. It's not white, it's blue. That actually came up early on. It's hard to see in the photo, but look at the scarf the victim wore as identification. You're talking about this scarf right here, eh?
Yes, that's it. The scarf the policewoman was wearing.
I got her now. Just don't mess up.
But that's strange. In your testimony, you stated the following. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf.
White?
This is the scarf you identified as belonging to the victim.
Yep. But it certainly doesn't look white to me.
Oh.
And she wouldn't have known about the note. Supposedly. Well, it was foggy that day, and it was raining as well. It's not surprising that she mistook it for white.
Sorry, not this time. The witness just confirmed that this was the victim's scarf.
Yes, but what's the significance? It's true that the scarf doesn't look white, but
there's only one explanation for this mix-up. The reason why the witness thought the scarf was white is... Witness, have you ever seen this note? Note? No, never.
It's top secret evidence. There's no reason that you would've.
Huh. I wonder about that. What do you mean?
This note shows Mr. Fall's instructions to the victim regarding their meeting.
It says, wear white scarf for identification.
White scarf. Ugh!
Witness, you knew what this note said. And it's because you knew that you slipped up and mistakenly said white scarf. Ugh! Well, Ms. Foster? No! Falling! Order! 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 Mr. Edgeworth, I'm looking for an explanation.
I'm quite sure this note wasn't leaked to the public.
And yet, this witness knew exactly what it said. At the time of the murder, the number of people that knew were quite, we'll say, limited. Harry Falls is one. The person who wrote the note, Valerie Hawthorne, is another. And finally, one more person.
Did you just say one more person? That's right. A person that no one would have suspected. Have you figured it out, kitten?
Yep. The third person that knew the contents of the note was...
Dick Gumshoe!
Yeah.
Hang on there, kitten.
What is it, Mr. Armando?
Here, I made some special cafe con leche for you. I put in plenty of sugar. Drink it before it gets cold. Don't be shy.
Is this a mistake? Why are you doing this?
Your brain needs stimulation. Drink some of this and then think it over again. Listen, keep messing up like that and you're gonna get the judge mad.
Ms. Faye, don't just stand there casually drinking call. Okay, apparently I wasn't supposed to say. So what, we show Dahlia's profile, I guess? I think that either should work, right? Oops, I think it's too late. But Your Honor, there is one more person. There is a person besides Mr. Falls and the victim that knew what the note said.
That's right, a person that no one would have suspected.
Yeah, either one should have worked here. I'm kind of annoyed that it didn't. And that person is Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? I've never heard that name before. Look at the victim's note. This is what it says. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this oh, wait. I slipped on that. Even so, they both should have worked. There's her name right there. What's this? So who is this person? This Dahlia Hawthorne?
Ugh. Miss Faye must be desperate if she's trying to bring the dead back to life.
The dead? Wow, that's kind of her job before this.
Dahlia Hawthorne was the victim's deceased younger sister. She was killed in a crime 5 years ago.
Killed in a crime? You don't mean...
Yep, she was kidnapped and killed by Terry Falls.
You said she was killed, but was she really?
What are you implying?
Of course, people thought she had died 5 years ago, when she fell off of Dusky Bridge and was lost in the Eagle River. However, her corpse was never found.
She was declared legally dead 5 years ago. As far as the law is concerned, Dahlia Hawthorne is officially dead.
But the fact remains that her body was never recovered. Dahlia Hawthorne was 14 years old 5 years ago. If she were still alive, she'd be 19 now. Melissa Foster? I believe that's the same age you are. Bum bum bum, and now we're going to the ad break. And remember, support us, you can subscribe here. Patreon.com/ifwhen, where you get access to art, music, and shoutouts at the end of the streams. All right. With that, let's go to the break, and I'm going to run some ads, and I'll be back in about 3 minutes. See you then.
All right, we're back. Let's keep it going. I went to double check, and I was right. It's a very short chapter, so it's a good thing to keep it going. A sec, I need to get some cables untangled somehow. There we go. All right, let's keep it going. I believe that's the same age you are. Is what Facade said. Wait. Sorry, wrong game. Even you couldn't. Miss Fey, you're not saying. Oh, I am saying.
But I am. That's precisely what I'm saying. This witness before us is the girl that was kidnapped and killed 5 years ago. This girl is in fact Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne.
What? Nice work. That was like tossing a grenade into a 3-alarm fire. But unless you can tie all the loose ends together, you're nothing but a hit-and-run arsonist.
I understand. If I can expose her true nature, I can turn this whole case on its head. Now is my chance to make Mr. Edgeworth squirm.
Witness? Poser. Witness? Who are you anyway?
I'm...
I didn't think it'd come to this. That's enough. You don't have to say any more, witness. As he already knew.
Yes, I understand.
What?
Mr. Edgeworth, explain yourself.
Your Honor, I have an admission to make. I've got another confession to make. I'm your fool. That's David Grohl. Mr. David Grohl of Foo Fighters fame. Someone got the best of you. My understanding is that a lot of people would like to make my squirm in one way or another. I honestly thought that the defense would pursue the matter this... Okay, I did read that right. I honestly never... Okay, I didn't read it right. Dyslexia is wild, y'all. I honestly never thought the defense would pursue the matter this far. You don't mean... Yep, the prosecutor's office isn't filled with fools, you know. Naturally, we conduct full background checks on all of our witnesses.
What did he say?
Looks like the kid knew. He knew her true identity from the get-go.
No way, but then why?
If you hadn't revealed her secret, he wasn't going to say anything about it. All he wanted was her testimony, so he made a little trade. Let me introduce you to... the victim's younger sister, Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne.
But I thought she died 5 years ago.
We thought so as well, but, well, as you can see...
Why? Why did she hide her identity for 5 years?
That was nothing to do with the current case. She was merely an accidental witness to a crime.
Accidental? I don't believe that for a minute. For the last 5 years, she's been playing the role of victim. And now we find her acting suspiciously at the scene of another murder.
I gotta admit, at this point, I would be telling Mia to back the fuck off if I didn't know what happens later.
Really, Ms. Fey, I must say your strategy here is painfully obvious. You're trying to pin your client's crime on an innocent witness in order to win. At any cost.
How dare you?
Please, let us take a moment to think. 5 years ago, this girl was kidnapped and nearly killed. But even worse than that, 5 years later, Dahlia Hawthorne lost something much more precious. Her big sister. Miss Fey must be insane to even suggest that she murdered her.
What?
I'm inclined to agree with the prosecutor's logic.
Miss Fey, do you have any evidence to back up your assertion? What possible reason would this witness have for killing her beloved sister? I mean, the $2 million gem, right? Well, you see, thought I was winning, but somehow he's turned it all around on me.
I think you need a little push in the right direction, kitten. The defense is prepared to present evidence supporting our claim.
We are? Huh. That wasn't me, it was this guy, that's crazy coffee addict.
I think we've heard enough empty threats from you, old man. What makes you think they're empty, boy? Because your protege looks like she's sweating bullets.
Oh, I am sweating bullets.
You think you're in a tough spot, huh?
Of course. Aren't I?
No. You've just arrived at the moment of truth, that's all. Whether you win or lose, that's up to you. I should save here just in case. We are running low on health because I haven't been reloading after mistakes.
Up to me.
Ah, the rashness of youth, how charming.
This coming from someone younger than me. Now then, let's not waste any more time. Miss Fey, what motive would this witness have for murdering her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne? But she already had the gem, so it wouldn't be the gem. There it is. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. So, yeah. The story starts after Terry Falls escaped. He called Valerie and told her he wanted to meet. This is the note she left. It says, talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Valerie Hawthorne gave Dahlia a warning. She told her that she was going to reveal to the whole world the whole truth. The whole truth? There was a dangerously important secret between Valerie and Dahlia. That's the reason Dahlia felt like she had to kill Valerie. To keep her mouth shut permanently.
A terrific story, Miss Fey. If you like fiction, that is. Enlighten the court, Miss Fey. What was this secret that was so important? Where's your evidence? Dahlia and Valerie Hawthorne and Terry Falls. There's only one important secret that connects them all.
You don't have to just straight up tell me what to pick. I figured it out already. Oh yes, I know this secret. Your Honor, the defense would like to request further testimony.
Well, what testimony? Regarding the kidnapping 5 years ago. We believe it will explain a lot of things. Such as the nature of the important secret between the Hawthorne sisters. Ugh. Very well. I'll grant your request for further testimony. I know it'll be painful for you, but can you enlighten us one more time, my little maple leaf?
Yes, I'll try, Mr. Judge.
I would have said maple key, because she is spinning the fuck out. Putting on the old charm one more time, Dahlia. But this'll be the last time you hide behind your womanly wiles. Seriously, Mia. You don't have to join in on this shit.
5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Falls.
The ransom price was a raw diamond.
My sister Valerie brought it to the bridge. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life.
The kidnapping left her emotionally scarred. With her sister's help, she left the Hawthorne family and started all over again. And we're to believe after that, she murdered her sister. Preposterous. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Ms. Fay.
Yes, Your Honor.
As you've heard, the witness is still traumatized from the kidnapping. I'll ask you again to be extremely gentle in your cross-examination. Mr. Edgeworth got the jump on me again. If we're not allowed to fight, then let's twist some arms. Listen up, we've still got that info, that ace up our sleeves.
What info?
Come on, kitten. Don't say you've forgotten already. The fact that the kidnapping 5 years ago was staged.
That's right, it was a fake kidnapping. Terry Falls told us that in the lobby.
I'd do anything she says. Anything Dahlia says.
What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by...
Yeah, me and Dahlia. And Valerie, too.
Yes, that's it. The fake kidnapping is your best shot, Mia. That's her secret.
Alright.
Hmm, 5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Falls.
Did you and Mr. Falls have a relationship?
Yes, as a tutor.
You were tutoring him, Mr. Falls?
No, of course not. Don't be ridiculous. Mr. Falls came to the house to tutor me.
That makes sense. 5 years ago, she was only 14. She probably came up with the kidnapping plan during that time. The Hawthorns are in the jewelry trade and are quite wealthy, you see. Quite a clever fellow, that Mr. Falls.
I hear him right? Did he just call Mr. Falls a clever fella? The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister, Valerie, brought it to the bridge.
I heard the diamond is valued in the neighborhood of $2 million? $2 million?
It was still uncut, so it was about the size of a pint of milk.
Oh! A $2 million pint of milk? I don't know what to think about that. Can we put it in a bag? Which is a way that milk comes in certain stores in certain parts of Canada?
The defendant demanded that her sister Valerie make the exchange. Not as a detective, of course, but as an individual.
By the way, I want to ask you, Mr. Edgeworth, why do you think he wanted to make the exchange up there on that mountain? If he ever got surrounded, it'd be hard to escape.
There's one thing a kidnapper wants to prevent, and that's police involvement. In a place like that, it would be easy to tell if he was being followed. With only one entrance to the mountain, he was ensuring his safety.
What a wickedly clever man that Mr. Falls is. Yeah, right. It was your plan.
But unlikely to come in pints in certain stores in certain parts of Canada. Ah, very true. We don't really do pints. We don't really do pints up there. We do, I guess it'd be, half a liter? 500 mils? Approximately.
Anyway, Valerie brought the diamond to the mountain and...
Hogsheads.
After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm.
That was a dangerous thing to do, considering you were being held hostage.
Yes, but actually that saved my life.
What do you mean?
You see, Mr. Falls was holding a knife in his right hand.
Really will do anything to avoid using the metric system. Yep, it's bewildering.
You see, Mr. Falls was holding the knife in his right hand.
That's true.
Somehow I just knew he was going to use it. I knew he was going to use that knife to kill me. That's why my sister shot him. It was to save me. That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind.
This is fishy. First, oh, this is the previous time. This is 5 years ago in that image. I'd like to hear more about what happened right at that moment.
Well, when Mr. Falls was shot in the right arm, he let go of me. I was dazed. I turned to try and run away, but Mr. Falls turned to grab me as well. As I ran past, he and I locked eyes for a second, and he gave me a large bloodthirsty grin.
Bloodthirsty grin? Oh, I'm terrified of teeths.
And in the next instant, a ghost fell in the water. We proved ghosts existed at that moment.
I advise the court to remember that the river is 18 feet deep and incredibly swift.
I was a strong swimmer, but I was knocked out. When I came to, I had been carried away by the river to a strange place. I'll never forget that day. The crumbling bridge, nowhere to run.
Was the bridge crumbling even back then? They made a big deal about it earlier. Yeah, that bridge was crumbling 5 years ago. They said, oh, yeah, that's the thing, right? But they decided, oh, we don't know if it was already broken when the crime took place. But it clearly was, because it's been dilapidated and breaking for the last 5 years.
Then just one little shove from behind. That was it. Before my sister could catch me, I fell into the river.
I'm not buying this. Fingers crossed. You say that Mr. Falls pushed you into the Eagle River. However, that's hard to believe. But it's true. I felt a push on my back. Yeah, and she would have splattered onto the concrete or the shore. The handy dandy note map. Yeah, it just keeps on helping.
It was Mr. Falls.
I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't clear enough. I shouldn't have said that's hard to believe. I should have said that's impossible.
Impossible?
I ask that the court recall the condition of Dusky Bridge now and 5 years ago. That bridge hasn't changed one bit in the last 5 years. If someone had pushed you from behind as you've claimed, instead of being carried away by the river, you would have been smashed by the bedrock below. A most certain death. Y'all, this is really good coffee. Do you understand now, Dahlia Hawthorne? The very notion that my client pushed you from behind is impossible. Ah!
Your Honor, this event occurred 5 years ago. Why, for all we know, the water level in the river may have been higher back then.
Which is, again, is something that's tracked. But it's especially in California where this takes place in the English version. But it's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. A small change in the water level wouldn't have made a difference. You're right. If these events occurred just as the witnesses testified, then the defendant couldn't have pushed the witness into the river. Young lady, what's the meaning of this? You see,
Just a moment, Your Honor. It's true that the witness testified that a defendant pushed her into the river. However, she never stated that she fell from the back end of the bridge.
What do you mean?
After being shot in the arm, it's possible Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge.
That's true. She would have fallen into the river. Well, Miss Hawthorne, he really likes using that gavel at inopportune times. Is Mr. Edgeworth's explanation correct?
Now that you mention it, I do remember now. When I fell off the bridge, my skirt got caught on one of the bridge's side wires. You can't be serious.
Order into court. It seems Ms. Faye's assault has finally reached its conclusion.
Not now, Mia. This is no time to retreat. Unfortunately for you, this is just the start of Ms. Faye's assault. That sounded way cooler in my head.
What?
I believe your reasoning went something like this, Mr. Edgeworth. After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge.
Is that what I sound like?
However, once again, I'm forced to say, that's impossible.
Ridiculous. What's so impossible about it?
Because your flawed logic contradicts the court record. Show it in this one? That's the wrong one. Oh, we don't have the actual photo that they've been showing. But yeah, look at that. Look at that. There's no way.
Your Honor, all of the answers are right here in this photo. Take a look at the wires supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend up to about 5 feet off the ground. It would be impossible to push someone off there unless they were like at least 10 feet tall. Like that'd be a very tall person. And I don't know. Maybe they'd be strong enough to not get... They might also just be too heavy for the bridge. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. Dolly is like 3.5 feet tall. But let's remember the size and strength of the defendant. Wires like this wouldn't be a problem for him. He could have easily picked up a 14-year-old girl and thrown her over. So young and already so forgetful, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Falls had been shot in the right arm. Oh, and more importantly, Valerie Hawthorne had her gun trained on him at point-blank range. Ugh. So, Mr. Falls throwing the witness off the bridge? That is clearly impossible. Ugh! Order! Order! Well, what's the meaning of this? Dahlia Hawthorne, you jumped into the Eagle River intentionally. What? What? General Pepper voice, what? Indeed, what do you mean by such a ridiculous remark? Yes, it's ridiculous. My sister was there to help me. She had her gun and handcuffs. She could have saved me. Jumping into a raging river like that would have been suicide. Perhaps, but still, that's exactly what you did. You were probably confident that you could handle the swift current. But even more so, the witness had a much more compelling reason for jumping into the river. Oh, what is it? What was so important that she'd jump into the river? The witness is still alive. This fact alone explains everything. This is why she risked her life by jumping into the rapids of the Eagle River. Here we go. 5 years ago, something else disappeared along with Dahlia that day. The item that Valerie brought up the mountain with her, the $2 million diamond, size of a bag of milk. Here comes the money. Ah, no, it can't be. Yes. Dahlia had it all planned from the beginning. The $2 million, she was gonna keep it all for herself. She forced Mr. Falls to help her fake the kidnapping. And at the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river. With the ransom tucked away safely in her backpack. I am impressed that she could climb those wires with a gallon of diamond in her backpack, though. Also, how did she get out of the fucking river? Why, that's simply ridiculous! Yes, that's what this series is known for, Miles. Welcome. Your Honor, 5 years ago, the witness was only 14 years old. Do you really think a 14-year-old is capable of such a demonic plan? This woman is a demon. And there was one more person who helped make a demon out of her. Her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. You mean the victim was involved in the kidnapping plot as well?
But she was a detective then. You're saying she participated in her sister's kidnapping?
Precisely. I'm sure that it weighed heavily on her conscience for the past 5 years. This is the sole reason behind the victim's murder.
What do you mean by that?
On the day of the murder, after receiving the phone call from Mr. Falls, Valerie called her sister, Dahlia. And then she told her what she was planning to do.
Planning to do? She was going to tell the whole truth, as she wrote in her note.
That is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. That is when you hatched your demonic plan to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. A plan that would ensure neither of your accomplices to the kidnapping would talk. And that is why you killed your sister, Valerie Hawthorne. Who's that laughing at a time like this? Forgive me, it's just hilarious.
A witness? Is that you?
You amuse me, woman, Ms. Mia Fey. You can certainly weave an exciting tale. Hi, Gaston, you want to come up? Hi. Hi, cutie. You can squeeze around behind me. Hi. I have a big old puppy dog up here getting in my lap. You can certainly weave an exciting tale. Naturally, you have the evidence to back it up. No. Bad dog. That's chocolate. We do not eat chocolate. It's okay. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Just don't do that, okay? That's a real bad for you. Naturally, you have the evidence to back it up, don't you? Evidence? Evidence that I planned the kidnapping, of course. That at 14, I plotted it with Mr. Falls and my sister. Well, And one more thing. What happened to the $2 million diamond? If you can't provide evidence of to at least show that. Huh. Well, Miss Fey, I don't know. What a joke. You, Ms. Fey. Are you stupid or something? How can I prove a fake kidnapping that happened 5 years ago? I don't even have decisive proof of Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
Well, it seems that we've come to the end.
To be honest, the witness's behavior does raise certain suspicions. However, I'm forced to reject the assertions made by the defense. Of course you are. I love how she looks like that old lady, young woman, optical illusion. Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's wild. I'll have to take a look for that because she will show up again. Is this it? Is it really over? That girl has made a fool of me and there's nothing I can do about it.
Without evidence, the trial's over. Who decided that?
Mr. Armando?
Come on now, kitten. Haven't you figured out that you can make your own rules? That's one of my rules. For example, even if there's no evidence, there's still testimony.
Testimony?
On the day in question, Dahlia Hawthorne murdered her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. She hid her body in the trunk of Mr. Falls' stolen car, and then went to meet with him. Disguised as her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. That's what you think, right?
Yes, that's right.
In that case, there's only one answer, right? There's only one person left who can testify about Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
Since there's no proof, there's only one thing left to do. Who is the one person who can testify to that demon woman's crimes? I mean, Terry, right? Your Honor, the defense wishes to call a new witness. A new witness? Yes, we'd like to hear the testimony of Terry Falls.
The defendant?
There's only one person that can shed any further light on the situation. Only one person that knows what Dahlia's role in the kidnapping was. Only one person that can say whether the person in the photo is Valerie Hawthorne, or whether it was in fact her younger sister Dahlia disguised as her. There's only one person who can solve this riddle once and for all. And that person is Terry Falls. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what's your take on this?
Why not? The prosecution has no objection. Very well.
Bailiff, bring the defendant to the witness stand. This is my last chance, Mr. Falls. My last chance to establish Dahlia's guilt. You're all I have left.
You're all you have left, Terry.
Defendant, you've heard everything that's been said up to this point, yeah?
I don't believe it. No way. Dahlia died 5 years ago. Dahlia betrayed me.
Mr. Falls, I don't know what she said to you 5 years ago, but one thing is clear. Dahlia is very much alive, and you were used for $2 million.
That's not true.
And now he's gonna put himself away to save Dahlia. Mr. Falls, there's only one question I want the answer to. 2 days ago on Dusky Bridge, who did you meet? Was it Valerie Hawthorne, or was it Dahlia Hawthorne?
Dahlia, did you betray me? 5 years ago, she promised. She promised never ever betray each other.
Harry.
Dahlia, it's true.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Oh, that's wicked.
You're alive.
You don't trust me anymore? That makes me sad.
Tell the truth, the real truth. I believed in you.
I shouldn't need to say it. You should already know. But there's one thing that I will say. My life is in your hands right now, Terry.
Dahlia.
They could have made this a lot less creepy by eliminating the age gap. Let's pretend that she's, I don't know, 19. And he's in his early 20s. And that way she's... That way now in this case, she is 24. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. It's kind of hard to enjoy this at this point. Fucking hell. I'll allow Mr. Falls to testify once and only once. Well then, Mr. Falls. Hoser. Well then, Mr. Falls. Yours will be the final testimony in this trial. Witness? I'm sorry. I apologize.
Water. Please, water.
Oh well, guess it'll have to be my coffee instead. At least it'll match the way he's probably feeling right now. What, bitter? Darker and bitterer than hell itself. That was close. That day, 4 p.m., I stopped the car. I was in front of the bridge. She wasn't there, so I waited on the bridge. I watched my car from the bridge. I never put no body in that car. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. We talked, and then she left. That was Valerie, not my Dahlia.
Mr. Falls, you're covering for her. Do you think she would do the same for...
That's enough, Ms. Fay. His last statement was a fitting way to end the final testimony of the trial. Well then, Ms. Fay, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Is this how you want it to end, Mr. Falls? Another guilty verdict to go along with your death sentence?
There's only one person who can stop it. You, kitten. I think. All right. I don't think this is winnable. Nothing we know of the timeline between then and the modern day supports any of this being successful. Stop the car. I was in front of the bridge.
According to the note, the meeting was supposed to take place at 4:30. You certainly arrived early, didn't you?
It was raining. Already dark, too.
You waited on the bridge for 30 minutes. Mr. Falls?
Eagle Mountain. That spot. Strong, strong memories.
Why did he just clam up? Could it be he's hiding something here?
Yeah. He wasn't there, so I waited on the bridge.
You were quite early, so you waited on the bridge, correct?
Yeah, I like waiting. I'm used to it. I'm sure he is. Zebra Boy waited 5 years to ask a single question. To find out why a woman betrayed him. To him, 30 minutes must have been like the blink of an eye. I watched my car from the bridge. I never put no body in that car.
You were watching the car.
That bridge, other side's broken. Nobody can come from there. So I was watching the car. What else were you expecting him to do?
I suppose that's the obvious thing to do, but something's bothering me. I'm getting that feeling. Contradiction?
I wonder what's on the other side of the broken bridge anyway. No one lives there. There's a small shrine up on the mountain, but that's it. Anyway, nobody came. No car, nothing. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me.
Mr. Falls, think carefully now. Are you certain that it was Valerie Hawthorne?
I never lie. Yep, this is the one we have to go on. I never lie. It's the truth. It was Valerie. I remembered her face.
Except, wait a minute. If you'd remembered her face, then why did you make her wear a scarf as identification?
Sorry. I told a little lie. But the woman I met, she was different from the woman standing here now. She was different. It was Valerie.
Well, here we go.
So when you got to the bridge, no one had arrived, huh? So you waited on the bridge. You're sure of that? Yeah, I'm sure. Which doesn't make sense. Because no one can come from the other direction. You're sure, huh? Well, then I'm sure too, Mr. Falls. I'm sure that you're lying. What? Oh, I'd love to hear your rationale on this, Ms. Fay. You want to know who arrived at the bridge first? Just look at this photo. It's perfectly clear. Obviously, the person that came first would be the one at the end of the bridge, right? But that's the victim at the end of the bridge. Precisely my point. In other words, Mr. Falls, you must have arrived at the bridge after she did. But Mr. Falls, please don't get so worked up. We just want the truth. We got there around 4 o'clock, it's true. I had somewhere to go. Special place. Did you go to this special place before you went to the bridge? Yeah. It's an old temple about 15 minutes from the bridge. 5 years ago, me and Dahlia, we promised each other. We swore we wouldn't betray each other. She brought a memento to represent our love. A memento? 5 years ago, I hid it under the base of a tree there. A special memory for me. This is it. This is what I went to get. This little bottle on a necklace is your memento. It's quite Hoser. It's quite charming, but it looks empty. Your Honor, you heard what my client said. He already arrived at the scene at 4 o'clock. But then he left his car unattended and walked away. He was gone for approximately 30 minutes. Ugh! With that much time, Dahlia Hawthorne could have easily hidden the body in the trunk of his car. No! Indeed, there certainly was enough time for it. I was honestly surprised that that bottle didn't show up during the case before this. Oh, got a chance. Mr. Falls, there's no mistaking it. Huh? Mr. Falls? That's enough. Please. Witness? I promised her 5 years ago, if it ever happens that we can't trust each other no more, then we're supposed to drink bottle. No, stop the trial! Your Honor, we need a recess! I was stupid. I couldn't keep my promise. So I did it. I drank this. No, we're so close. Just a little more. I was going to prove your innocence. No, don't want that. Don't trust self. Maybe kill again. Kill sweet Dahlia again. Mr. Falls. Mr. Armando. Thanks for the coffee. Mr. Falls! Well, that was unexpected. And so my first trial ended, suddenly and tragically. It ended with no winners, only losers. I ended up with a wound that cut so deep into my soul I thought it'd never heal.
I'm sure it was the same for the young prosecutor as well. But one person, the true criminal, Dahlia Hawthorne, she left the courtroom with a secret smile on her demonically sweet face.
Unforgivable. That witch.
Mr. Armando,
We were so close to the truth. It was right there in front of us. You were just a little too soft, kitten.
it's my fault. It's all my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself.
Don't cry, kitten. You're gonna make my coffee all salty.
I knew it. I knew I wasn't cut out for this.
Mia. Don't you get it? You can't cry yet. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over.
Mr. Armando, no matter how tough the case, no matter how bitter the memories, they always fade over time. And you file them away, and you eventually forget them.
One year later, in this very same courthouse, I, myself, got wrapped up in that case. Only after that did Dahlia Hawthorne get put on trial for her crimes. The verdict that was ultimately handed down to her was guilty, of course. Naturally, when the verdict was read, she had a perfect angelic smile on her face. It was finally all over. At least, that's what I thought at the time. Unfortunately, I couldn't have been more wrong. It's been 5 years, but now something's happened that's made me remember all this. Episode 4, Turnabout Beginnings, the end. This is another good one. It was real small, which makes sense since, you know, it's basically an extra. Brand new episode has been added. Episode 5, Bridge to Turnabout. Is that a Bridge to Terabithia reference? And we'll start on the final chapter next week. Okay, let me move this microphone. There we go. Thanks everyone for coming. As always, it's been a blast. If you want to support us, you can of course subscribe here, or you can head on over to patreon.com/ifwhen. Both ways will get you different stuff, and they both help us out big time. If you're on the Patreon, you get the shout outs at the end of the stream, along with music, art, etc. With the subscription here on Twitch, you get access to all our emotes. So thank you so much to our patrons: Kai, Melly Basket, Willow Mist, Angelic, Nahum Wengrove, Sky, Andemonium, and Green. Thank you. And then, of course, we've got our schedule. That's over at truckcommunity.neocities.org. There's that. You can check that out, and that's got all of our team streams, or all the streams that are fit to beam directly into your eye holes. Next scheduled stream tomorrow, Bad Road on his channel, also called Bad Road. is going to be playing more Blood Rain 2 still, I believe. And then after that, it's going to be Sue with Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance. And then we got our YouTube channel over at youtube.com/@ifwhenvod. All right, Bad Road thinks she's almost done. Very cool. Very cool. All right, the VOD is, of course, up on... Wait, the VODs go up on youtube.com/@ifwhenvod. Check that out if you missed anything or just need something to watch or fall asleep to. It don't matter. We're just glad people actually want to watch this shit. All right, that's enough self-deprecation for tonight. Thanks everyone so very much, and we will see you next time. Good night.